Round 7 of Season 12, and we're in Marina Bay. B-Dragon Sonic on pole from Ravo and Dragon Danny. Then it's Sigmund, once again in 4th, and once again in 5th is Valeria Ramirez. Then it's Daniel Bogdasarov, Alan Lee, and Daph Sanchez up in 9th this time. Then it's Zeph running out the top 10, Marlis Leclerc, Enoch Huey, and Kay Mordesis. David Camino, fresh off of winning his first race, is 14th, and then it's Marcus Nelson and Akari. Then it's Catfish down in 17th, and F1 World, Batuko, Kay Horry, Mini, and the championship leader, only 22nd. While the Marina Bay Prix, usually a race of attrition, in Season 12, the most exciting season ever. Let's see how it unfolds. And we go green in Marina Bay, and that's an incredible start from Ravo off the line. And already ahead of B-Dragon Sonic on the run down into turn 1. And everyone and on the outside line going very wide. And we've got an issue, Catfish facing the wrong direction. And it's this little gaggle. And out of the race has just gone Catfish. And Solos Kynes, championship leader, has been involved in this issue as well. Currently down in last place with his teammate just ahead of him. And moving out of the way, hitting him as well. And turn 1 has been quite the calamity. B-Dragon Sonic, we didn't see it though. He has gotten back past his teammate. But in the case of Marcus Nelson, he may be on the hard tires, but right now this is an open goal to retake the Raiders World Drivers' Championship. On board with Hong Kong's Enoch Huey. Hong Kong is its own independent country, by the way. I just want everyone to know it is. Fuck you, China, for trying to reabsorb Hong Kong. It is its own country. Still on board with the number 29 for Apex Grand Prix. Down in 14th place, the gap between the race leaders, by the way, extends to 1.1 seconds. And Ravo taking a very unorthodox line through the chicane, like he was anticipating Ender Dragon Danny, but the top 6 stays the same as it has been since the lights went out. In the case of Solos Kynes, however, well, he's going to need an absolute miracle to retain the World Drivers' Championship lead, because Marcus Nelson is probably going to get into the points through strategy, as most hard tire runners do. But David Camino, still only 13th, as Mini now gets past an F1 World. And, oh, there goes the Bugatti, up into 15th place, takes 3 positions. Marcus Nelson now has to defend from his own teammate who's trying to get past Akari. I don't know what it is about Mini here, but he's really struggling to get past this trio of hard tire runners. And out of the race has just gone MF1 World. Virtual safety car deployed as his Bugatti is on the side of that wall. Outtake out one of the hard tire runners. I do not know the likelihood of punctures around here, but I do know that the soft tires should only last about 4 laps. The medium should last 6. And I've got no clue about how long the hard tires will last. Zeph is the only driver who's decided to start the race on medium tires. Ravo sets the new fastest lap of the Prix and is now in striking distance of B-Dragon Sonic. Through the DRS detection point. The activation point further ahead. Here's the activation point. It's got DRS. Solos Kynes sets the new fastest lap of 126.150. And the Revolution driver is gaining, edging closer, but not close enough to make the overtake there. He's within 0.2 of a second of a Hyperdrive car ahead. And this is going to be Revolution Racing trying to take their first racing laps in the lead, as they almost hit the wall there, do the drivers. Very close. It's actually hitting it. Another driver crashes due to that wall, however, we will lower the car power. in interest of safety. And Batuko going pretty slowly. And yeah, 6 seconds off the back of his own teammate into the pits. Comes B-Dragon Sonic, and this is from medium tyres. So Ravo now takes the lead of the race, but this is going to be to try and avoid the undercut here, pitting this early. In fact, he's the first guy to actually come into the pits. Carlos Kynes sets a new fastest lap of the E3 at 1:20.900. As out of the race has gone Carlos Kynes. There is his Porsche. The championship leader is out of the Marina Bay E3. For Marcus Nelson now, all he has to do is actually finish the race in 9th or 10th with the fastest lap, and he retakes the lead of the championship. VSC is ending now. It's all about that wall on exit here. And we've had a DNF. Multiple drivers crashing out at the same turn. That's 3 cars out at that wall. And it's a true safety hazard. We are going to lower the car power in the interest of safety. I know it's not too much like race fixing here, but this is all to make sure that we have better racing and more drivers who can actually race around here. The intrigue of Singapore is the attrition, but you have to factor in driver safety as well. So into the pits come more drivers here. Sigmund, and let's take a look at Sigmund. As you can see, his mechanics wearing the bronze overalls. We do believe his teammate Lawless Leclerc. No, he also has a straight line. Cooper's suits aren't ready yet, it seems. So next time out, we should see new suits from that Cooper. Marcus Nelson currently in 5th place. If the race finishes like this, as it is, he's going to be the World Drivers' Championship leader. And that gap is going to be massive over the Porsche driver. This is what I'm saying. This championship is so close that any DNF will cause swings and peaches and valleys. As out of the race has just gone Alan Lee. Alan Lee, there's his Andretti. He's just had to roll it over. I don't see what's happened there with the Andretti car that's caused him to retire. But anyway, Lawless Leclerc still leading the way. If he hadn't done that power reduction, he would have actually retired at that wall most likely because of the tires wearing horrifically a lot. And into the pits is going to come Kane Modisis with a missing front wing. So he must have made contacts with Alan Lee there. And we've got yellows in the first sector. And into the wall has gone the de facto championship leader. Marcus Nelson's going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap to repair that front wing. As Ravo now is fighting with B-Dragon Sonic behind him. And Ravo takes the net race lead here under the lights in Marina Bay. It's only lap 6 of 15. You'd think they'd be fighting like this at the end. And B-Dragon Sonic has taken the lead of the Marina Bay Prix. Oh my goodness me, he's just gone past Zeph and Ravo. Marcus Nelson dropping down the order. He's now only 5th. And B-Dragon Sonic, the hyperdrive driver, currently leads the way from Ravo, Ender Dragon Danny and the rest. And there's Zeph weaving a lot, 30% on his tyres. He's definitely not been the kindest to them. He's been on those mediums since lap 1, and it does look like 6 laps is the limit for the mediums. As Raylo now on the back of B-Dragon Sonic, he's left the door wide open to send it down the inside. The Italian, driving for the Italian manufacturer. They're going to go wheel to wheel, coming through the final 2 turns. And B-Dragon Sonic, he's got the inside line, so he's still going to be ahead. Ender Dragon Daddy, he wants to get into this fight too. And he is still technically a championship contender. Rainbow takes the lead. B-Dragon Sonic now has to defend from Ender Dragon Daddy. The gap between the top 3 drivers, only 1.5 tenths of a second. And Ender Dragon Daddy has just taken second place away from the Hyperdrive driver. 3 cars, all going for the race lead. And Ender Dragon Daddy, the man from the Dominican Republic, in the car number 45 for Bugatti. His teammate is out of the race, and he is leading the race on lap 7 and 15. The gap between the leaders has now opened up to only an entire second. It's still DRS range between each other, but my oh my, what a fight for the lead we've just witnessed. B-Dragon Sonic still going to get DRS down this main straight, but he is now nowhere near Revo or Ender Dragon Danny. Marcus Nelson, by the way, currently last place, 15th, and 15th does not give out any points. He's got to make up 6 positions if he is to take the championship lead. If not, Carlos Kynes will still be the championship leader. It's coming through the final 2 turns. Ender Dragon Danny leads. It's the Marina Prix from Raylo and B-Dragon Sonic, but he's under threat from Zygmunt in the car number 99, the Hungarian driver at Cupra, his teammate down in 10th. The highest scoring team right now is Hyperdrive Mercedes with a 3rd and 8th, I believe. No, it's Bugatti, because that's nowhere near 20 points, let alone 25. But Zygmunt pulls to the inside and pulls off 3rd place, ripping the band-aid away from the Hyperdrive driver. And he's not going to be scoring a podium today. And he's been passed by Bogdasarov. What's happening to B-Dragon Sonic? He's lost his front wing. What? Has the confidence just gone from the 8-time world champion? I have no clue what's going on with him, but all I know is that he's going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap to repair that front wing, the pole sitter. What a turn of events this is. Dav Sanchez currently in 8th as well. Oh, now dropping down to 9th as David Camino gets himself up into 8th place instead. And there is that Hyperdrive car. He's definitely going to be peeling in at the end of this lap. And he's going to be hoping that this could work as an undercut and that there's no rain. With 6 to go. His team put him onto the softs. He's definitely going to have to pit again, because the softs do not last long enough for you to do that. As Leo, 5-second time penalty for Leo, and a yellow flag has flown. And I think we found our reason. It's Valeria Ramirez. No, it's not. The black car just blends in, and I thought she lost her front wing, but no, she's fine. This really is a race of attrition when it comes down to it. And here's your race leader then, Bugatti's Ender Dragon Danny. He won the F1 Chinese Grand Prix a handful of days ago. And here in Marina Bay, Singapore, he's ready to win in the FEMC as well. I'm not too sure if he's actually won in the FEMC either. And someone's gone off as well here. And that driver who's gone off, I can't tell who's gone off. They will likely come into the pits at the end of this lap. But it was in Sector 2. And that's a very slow moving Marcus Nelson. And he's got a puncture! Front left puncture! pressure for the bidding championship leader. My goodness me. And the Marina Bay Prix takes another fascinating turn. Marcus Nelson, the Season 9 in the Formula E Monoposto champion, has to come into the pits at the end of this lap because he's got a front puncture. That's just unfortunate for him. Anyway, Ravo's still ahead of B-Dragon Sonic is into the wall. It's gone into Dragon Danny. The race leader has lost part of his front wing coming through the chicane. And Daniel Bogdasar up now smells blood. He could take the lead in the pit stops because changing the front wing does take a little bit more time. But this man, B-Dragon Sonic, he's going to need to come into the pits again. He's probably going to come in lap 13 with 2 to go. And he's going to have to mount quite the charge if he's to even get good points. Considering the drivers ahead of him in the World Drivers' Championship, however, have also incurred issues. Those are Carlos Sainz, the current championship leader if it finishes like this. It's Marcus Nelson, the man 1 point behind in the Drivers' Championship, and his own teammate tied on points with. Ender Dragon Danny has pit, and Ravo now leads the way. And with 4 laps to go, Italy might finally find some solitude in either the BDS Formula 1 Championship or the FEMC, because they have had a torrid time of it. They have not won a race in either championship in any capacity since, I think, Season 8. Either way, Mini has not won a race in either championship. Ravo has not won a race in a long time. Ferrari have struggled to even finish races in the F1 championship. But here's Ravo showing everyone how it's done, holding the lead with 4 laps to go. But will he have to pit again? And if he does pit again, what will that mean for him and his team in terms of a potential race win? That blue and yellow Maserati with the Italian flag on the shark fin. As K. Hori with a 5-second time penalty, and he's spinning as K. Hori. He's lost his front wing. Luckily he hasn't lost his mind, but Marcus Nelson coming up to the scene. Front wing has been cleared gracefully. B-Dragon Sonic still staying out for another lap. He's under 60% tire wear, so he might come into the pits at the end of this lap or the end of the next. Because frankly, I don't think it's safe for him to continue going at the pace he is. If he was to pit on this lap, he would come out around 10th. So that's still points for the hyperdrive driver. But he'd actually drop behind his own teammate in the Drivers' Championship. But I think he'd rather get points at all than not even finish, if you ask me, as K. Hori comes out of the pits. Ravo now coming up to the scene of many an incident in this race. Tackles it gracefully. B-Dragon Sonic weaving a little bit, trying to just keep himself out of the wall because of the little grip that those tires have on his car. And Valeria A. Ramirez, first female driver in this championship, in the number 24 car. And, you know, she's not been doing poorly. I'll give her that. She has not been performing poorly. It isn't exactly earth-shattering yet, as into the pit at the start of lap 13, as I predicted, comes B-Dragon Sonic. Now let's see where he comes out. According to my predictions, he should be behind his own teammate. Dav Sanchez comes across the line now, and B-Dragon Sonic comes out of the pits. He's not even in the top 10, he's going to be 12th. He is 12th here. As that ahead of it is K. Modisis. But now he's got the best tyres of anyone on track. He should be able to set some quick lap times, because he's got a lot of VRS deployed to dump. It's always the last few laps and hectic races that show the most activity because of the low tyre wear and the inability to pit. The inability, rather. Because pit lane closes at the end of lap 14. David Camino searching for 5th place. Is out of the race. It's gone to Sanchez. The man 3rd in the World Drivers' Championship is also out of this most hectic of races. And as it stands, the top 4 in the World Drivers' Championship will score no points at the end of this race, with the only one who has any hope of points being the man currently 4th. Another twist in the tail. VSC ending. He must have had at least 6 in this race, as Ravo has pit, Ender Dragon Danny pits, Zygmunt pits, will Leo come into the pits as well? He also pits. Bogdasarov, Daniel Bogdasarov, from the penultimate lap of the Marina Bay Prix, leads the way from Lawless Leclerc and Valeria A. Ramirez. Zeph is 4th, Medicis 5th, Ravo 6th, and B Dragon Sonic is 7th. On the back of the man who's been fighting for this entire race. And on the penultimate lap, we can still see some interest in this race. Ravo now with the fastest tyres of anyone. B Dragon Sonic's outlap was good, but it was not good enough to get himself ahead of the Maserati drivers. And now the top 6, they've got to do some incredible tyre management if they are to finish the race. Zeph should be fine, but the top 3 in particular should be very careful about this turn here, because if they take it too quick on the next lap, that could be their last lap in the race. Is where they're actually able to score any points. It's Zeph on the back of them, and that's B Dragon Sonic! He's got up in the 5th! He's gone past both Maserati drivers, and he sniffs blood with the brawn. He gets himself up into 4th. Another late race charge, as David Camino did last time out. B Dragon Sonic seeks to emulate that once again. He's got the 3 drivers on the podium. And that's all who stands between him and a race victory here. It's the final lap of the Marina Bay Prix. Daniel Bogdasarov going for his first career victory. Lawless Leclerc in 2nd. Valeria A. Ramirez going for her first career podium in the FEMC. And B Dragon Sonic, trying to go for the championship lead, gets past the Apex Grand Prix driver with DRS down the main straights. So he'll be able to defend from any attacks coming from behind, even if Valeria uses her ERS. 2 seconds between him and Lawless Leclerc on this final lap. But is it too little, too late from the Mercedes driver? Can he actually close up to the App Cooper hurrying time? Because Daniel Bogdasarov is way too far off the road. Almost hits the wall. Just about manages to keep it out. Same with Lawless Leclerc. As Valeria A. Ramirez also almost hits the wall and has to let Ender Dragon Danny by. But coming through the final sector in one of the most hectic races of the season. And as B Dragon Sonic chases down Lawless Leclerc for the 2nd place on the podium, the App Cooper driver might have to concede. But we aren't watching that for too much longer, because Daniel Bogdasarov, in only his 7th race in the FEMC, he comes through the final turn and dressing celebrates as Daniel Bogdasarov wins the Marina Bay Prix. B Dragon Sonic takes 2nd place at the line from Lawless Leclerc. Ravo is 4th, and the Dragon Danny 5th, Valeria A. Ramirez 6th, Zygmunt 7th, Zeph 8th, it's Leo 9th, but he's got a 5-second time penalty, so that 9th place will go to K. Medicis. David Camino will be 10th. And my oh my, this race has been absolutely stunning. Okay, thank God I was recording. Here's the podium. France finally has a race winner in any one of the championships we host on this channel. Daniel Bogdasarov wins. It's the Marina Bay Prix for Andretti Autosport. B Dragon Sonic with one of those graceful charges through the field at the end comes home with the second place, and it's Lawless Leclerc in third. Then it's Ravo in fourth, Ender Dragon Danny fifth, Valeria Aram with sixth, Zeg and Zeph, Kane Rodicis and David Cameron, your top 10. Outside of the points, you have Leo, Marcus Nelson, Batuko, and Kei Haru. Your non-finishers were Daph Sanchez, Alan Lee, Inokui, Akari, Mini, Silas Kynes, MF1 World, and Catfish. In the drivers' standings, with that finish, second place good enough to take B Dragon Sonic to the championship lead. He was 11th only 2 races ago, and he's already up into the lead. Silas Kynes is second, still on 57 points, 3 points off the championship lead. Then it's Marcus Nelson, Lawless Leclerc, Zygmunt, Daph Sanchez, is Alan Lee, Ender Dragon Danny, Valeria A. Ramirez, and Batuko. That's your top 10 in the driver's standings. So then you've got Zeph, Catfish, David Cameron, Mini, Daniel Bogdasarov. After winning his first race, is 15th. Then it's Ravo, MF1 World, Kei Haru, Akari, Inokui, Kane Rodicis, and Leo. In the constructors' standings, going into the next race in Rome, Hyperdrive Mercedes EQ lead the way on 102 points from App Cooper on 97. Then it's Porsche on 91, Jaguar on 82, and Andretti Autosport on 66. Then it's Bugatti on 62, Braun on 61, McLaren on 49, Apex T3 on 43, Revolution Maserati on 30, and Envision Racing on 22. We'll see you guys next time then for the Rome E Prix.